Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with day 9 of the best of 30 days of sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And today's sketch is by Susanna Lee, and I was in love with this sketch when I saw it. did not participate the year that this was the sketch, sorry about the glare, because I just started in season 8. And so I love this sketch. So I'm just bringing this basil cardstock closer so you can get an idea. It is textured paper with little dots all over it, and it is called Salt cardstock. And I thought this would be perfect because the white was so crisp. And then I thought I'd mat it on this tealy aqua cardstock I have. So I thought, because the whole theme of this, is circles. So I also have pulled out some ink and my circle cutters or punches from Creative Memories. And I'm going to use those, but I have also pre-cut my pictures. So everything you see here is from a picture. I have this one from Holden Beach, North Carolina, the sign that you see as you're going over the bridge to Holden Beach. And then these are going over the bridge as well. The different sites that you see to the right and the left, and then over the bridge. And these little pieces right here were cut with my Creative Memories punch from the leftover pictures. So it's from the sky. And I just thought that would be kind of cool and, a way not to waste the pictures and stuff. So I thought I could use those for some of the circles that are going to be on this page. I have no other plans other than lots of circles and using up some scraps. And so I've got all of my fabulousness in this awesome sketch. So let's see how this goes. So the first thing I did, there's no sign of mixed media necessarily on her sketch that you see up there on the left corner, or in the left corner. But I decided I wanted to bring in some of my splatters. So I start with Mermaid Lagoon, and then I use Salty Ocean. I just kind of make a circle around, and then I ended up adding some Delusion Shimmer Spray in London Blue. And then I pull out my Creative Memories punch, and I have 4 different sizes, and I just punch a plethora and variety of circles from some different things. This is a Colorblock textured paper, and it's got little circle texture on it. I make some with that. That wavy paper in the very back with the branding strip still on it is die cuts with a view. I can't remember, it's Blue Waves or something like that. And then all those other little itty bitty pieces, some of them are from a Colorblock Beaches Getaway book that all I have is what you see. And I think maybe some Recollections papers as well. So I cut my pictures out with some stencils that I created on my Cricut a while back, which is good since my Cricut is acting foolish. And so I start placing everything down, and I'm thinking I'm going to make a circle with my circles of the pictures and the papers and things of that nature. And some of my pictures, like that one I just placed, is flat on the top because I had 4 2x3 pictures. I had 2 3x4 pictures and 1 4x4 picture. And that is what I cut down with these circles. But everything worked out to where I would be able to cut these circles. And actually, either the big picture that says Holden Beach was either a 4x4 or 4x6. Either way, it was 4 inches. And I cut it into a 4-inch circle. And then the other ones are like 2.5 and 2 1/4, something like, 2 1/4. The smaller ones that are cut off a little are 2 1/4. And since they were a 2x3 picture, obviously I knew they were going to do that, but I figured I would just cover and tuck with the things. So I get it all laid out in the circle, and I really do like this. But then I look back at the sketch, which, by the way, I print and is sitting literally right next to me. There is no reason for me not to be paying attention to the sketch. I realize that there are like gaps and breaks where they are not in a full circle and they're kind of scattered all around the page. And I really, really like that. So I take everything off. I line it up on the sides in order, like of the sizes, so I know what I don't want to put a bunch of the same size right in order. I want them kind of, one size here, scattered enough. So I start by putting this picture, the bigger picture, which is more of the main picture, right here, where in the sketch up there, pretty much is that big white circle. And it does not depict where the pictures go on here. My assumption is the 3 white circles are where she's thinking, but there's no telling, and that's the awesome thing about a sketch. You can just see it how you want. So that's why I decided to use these pictures, because I knew that I could make circular pictures and add those in collectively around the page. So this is why I should have waited to mat my paper, because it would make it a whole lot easier to put this sandy paper circle up in the corner if I don't have to try and trim around that background paper. But it's fine. I got it to work, and I got smart with the rest of them. I cut them first and then put them down. But this one was going on a corner, so it was going to be a little complicated for that. So I start getting them down, and I'm just taping them as I go. Now, normally I use my tape runner, but decided I would put some double-sided tape on here because I was going to lay them all down and kind of figure out where they go. And then I just decided I was just going to wing it. So I do, and I use that double-sided tape because there's that perforation or that raised polka dot on the background paper. I wanted to make sure there was that stick that was going to get into the grooves and not take any time to set, like a liquid gel or a glue. So I just scatter things around, and you did not have to watch the whole thing. It took me 1 hour and 16 minutes to get this layout created. However, that included all of the intro and all the inking, all the circle punching, not the trimming of the pictures, and faffing about and pretty much doing this layout twice because I put it together and then decided I wanted it to be more like the sketch. I was also watching a show and stopped at one point to go help my son. So, it still would have taken me close to 1 hour to get this done had I not done all the other little this and that's in the middle of it all, just because I really, really love this sketch. I don't do circles often because I cannot cut a circle very well. From a distance, this page looks pretty darn fantastic. Up close, I can see like the wonky circle of one of the pictures, or but it's fine. That's why I love my Cricut. That's okay. When I move in a week and a half, I'm going to make sure that it is up and running when I get to my new place. So, or Cricket and I will be having a conversation because little Emma is only not even 2 years old. So, yes, I named my Cricket. I am a Looney Toony, and it's emerald colored, so her name is Emma. So anyway, I also named my car. It's fine. So, I pull out some embellishments, and I don't really want a lot of dimension because I know there's going to be enough dimension in this book already with some other things that I have planned. So I'm using mostly flat things except for the title. And so I'm just pull some of these stickers right here are Creative Imaginations by Christine Adolph, and they're circles. So I kind of decided that I wanted to stick with that theme. So I just pull some of the stickers on here that are round, and it's like sand dollars, seashells, and a starfish. And so I put those down, and then I had just these random little circles that I think I got when I ordered something on Amazon that came with it. And they're just like teal and light blue. And I thought, well, all the blues can go on here. It's fine. And so I glue them down because they're not necessarily, the best. Plus, everything's going on that raised paper. So now I have this Recollections sticker embellishment set that I really do love, and I really want to use this word vacation as my title, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to write. So this is us going over the bridge for the first time since 2019, because we've been to the same beach area for 10 years prior to this year, and had to miss the last 2 years because of COVID. So we were very excited. I took tons of pictures because I wasn't driving. So I have lots and lots of these cool pictures and wanted to document going over the bridge, which I normally am driving, so I can't do. So I take one of the little phrases on here, says relax, and I put it down there on the bottom left corner, and that's where one of those pictures is cut off. And so I left it like that because I knew I was going to use something there, whether it was a word phrase or this little thing. So I decided I'm going to use that word vacation. I've already added some epoxy dots all around, or enamel dots all around, and some of them are Park Lane and some of them are the Paper Studio, and I just put them in kind of random places. Some of them are touching, some of them are kind of out there. I just put them where I felt needed something. And then I used some Nuvo Deluxe on both the relax that I put down there in the bottom left and the word vacation. Because like I said, even though these stick really well, they're on a raised surface and some mixed media, not much. And so I put that down. It's a smidge off, but I'm okay with that. I mean, it's not like it's well, it doesn't matter to me. I'm okay. I mean, and it's really not very off. So I pull out these thickers called Colorful, and I thought that I would use, the first thing I thought of was the word big. And I put that up there thinking that I'm going to use the phrase big vacation. I don't really like that. I mean, it's the same vacation we've taken every year for the last 10 years. But it wasn't what I wanted. So then I decided I'm going to pull this word day off of here where it says new day, because I did want to stick with that bluey green aqua color. So I didn't want to pull in a black or gold or a silver or anything. And I do have alphas. I could have spelled something out. And we were there for a week, but this was the day our vacation officially started. We had left... My son's making a big noise in the next room, sorry. We had left our hometown the day before, so I guess kind of it started that day. But this was the day we were actually going to be at the beach, toes in the sand, at our beach house that we rent. And so I just felt like vacation day was very fitting. And I put away those embellishments, the thickers, and then I look at her sketch because I was really sticking with just circles, and there weren't any on there to add that extra color from the title. But on her sketch, it also has some little hearts in different places. So I pull this little plus sign that's in that same teal color. I'm so sorry. My son is like making every noise he can in the kitchen right next to me. And then I add a little itty bitty heart up here in that same color. And then there's a bigger heart, and I put that down closer to the bottom left. And so I do use some Nuvo Deluxe on all of that. Now on her sketch, it says title here big in the middle, and then a bunch of journaling right in the middle. And I would be okay with that. I definitely had plenty that I could have journaled about, specifically about this vacation and everything and these pictures. However, one, the paper is, bumpy. So any kind of writing would have looked absolutely ridiculous. I could have put it on a journaling card, but I felt like that wasn't going to look right either. The only thought I had, other than what I ended up doing, was cutting out a circle and journaling on that circle and then putting it down. But I just don't want to do that either. So I leave it the way it is. I come in with the color Frost by Recollections. It's like glitter, like Stickles, but Recollections brand. And I just put these little light glitter dots in a handful of places. And when they dry, all you'll see is like that little glittery dot, pretty much like a stickle, but a little bit more translucent. And then I'm debating on what I want to do about the journaling. So my go-to is Tim Holtz. I love that guy. So I pull out my Tim Holtz Small Talk and I decide on some phrases that I feel are fitting, and just put in here things like, when nothing is sure, everything is possible, go where your heart takes you, start doing things you love, and so the adventure begins, and be open to whatever comes next. And I felt like those were perfectly fitting for going on vacation after being out during a pandemic and all of that. I should have cut this part out. I am so sorry. So I felt like those were all very fitting, and it still fills in that space where there should be a title. It doesn't leave you with this big, weird, awkward open space. And I love the way this turned out. I love the way this turned out. It will be easier in the future if I have my Cricut and can cut my circles, but I still just love how this turned out. Can I say that enough? So there you can see all the perforations and those little bumps that come up. I just think it added texture and everything to the layout. So I hope you all will go below and click on the hashtag best of 30 days, because that will take you to a playlist of all the amazing creatives who are creating with these awesome sketches that Christy has selected for us. So I hope you all have a great day. I hope you'll come back tomorrow to see me for day 10, and happy scrapping.